people are wondering if they should invest in crypto.
Yo, Puff, what's good, bro?
Let me put it to you this way.
Yo. One more day, big bro. One more day, and then it's the weekend. See, I had to put the AC in the window, man. It's already hot up in this bitch, yo. I feel you. Motherfuckers in Australia live in the future. It's already tomorrow for that motherfucker.
We want to just be talking in an echo chamber here. We don't want to be pyromaniacs in a field of straw men. And so we sometimes invite left-wingers on the show to present the strongest version of their point of view. I'm always very grateful when left-wingers come on the show. Not an easy thing to do. Most of them just refuse to do it. So I'm very pleased that our guest is Bronte Remzik, who is a third-year medical student, a social activist, very much in support of legal abortion. We've gone back and forth on TikTok and Twitter and MySpace and all sorts of social media platforms.
But
so we thought, let's just have her on the show and discuss the issue. Bronte, thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, Michael. I can't say that it's a pleasure, but I'm excited to help you expand your perspective.
Well, that's very kind of you to do that. So, Bronte, before we get to the issue of abortion itself, which I suspect we will get to, I guess we have to get to this issue that Ana Kasparian raised and that is really at the heart of this Supreme Court decision in the past week of the news cycle. Namely, does the Constitution enshrine a right to abortion? It seems very difficult to argue that it does. One, because I don't see that right anywhere. The judges who decided that there was a right in 1973, a right that previously had never been acknowledged in the Constitution, they said it was emanations and the penumbras, and they couldn't quite point to exactly where it was, but anyway, it's there.
So what we're down to like some of the fine detailing on this painting. So I actually want to work on some of the highlights on the pillow, on this blue pillow back here. There's still like a few highlights I want to get in there to make those creases and wrinkles look pretty good. And then I want to put the lettering on the pants, the 87 and an arrow. Try to write that up there. And then we're going to start lettering the books. And that'll be it. Once the books get the letters on it. But there's this little painting back here that you can see. I've seriously been contemplating like just cutting that out. I don't think it adds a significant level of interest to the piece. I mean, I kind of like that it's there, but it's not necessary for the painting. So I've thought long and hard about just painting that out and just having the wall behind them so you don't see that piece of the painting back there. I don't know. That's why I haven't touched it yet. It's just kind of like, it's gonna depend on how I feel when I'm ready to get to that point. So we'll just sit on it for another couple of days. The week is going by fast. I wanted to say I would have this done by the weekend, but I'm not sure yet. Yeah, exactly. And then it's just like in the photo, you can see what it is clearly. I can paint it where you can see it, but you can't see enough of the image to know exactly what it is. So I think if I paint it as it is, people would just be confused, like, what the fuck is that back there? Like I said, I might paint it out. Yeah. I think it would actually confuse people. What the fuck is that? I don't know. It looks like, I don't know. Alright, got the pencil.
Then you had Planned Parenthood v. Casey in the early 1990s, which actually overruled part of Roe versus Wade, at least in the argument for why we needed legal abortion, but nevertheless upheld legal abortion, and it was all kind of just a big jumbled mess. So is it your position that the Constitution provides for some heretofore invisible right to an abortion, regardless of what you think about the issue?
It is my opinion that we have a right to privacy, and abortion is a medical procedure, and the right to privacy does extend to the discussions between a patient and a medical provider.
Okay, but I could have a right to privacy with my mafia capo, and we could decide to whack my political enemy, and I guess those conversations would be private. I don't think there is some generalized right to privacy in the Constitution, but even if they were, that would have no bearing on the life of the person that we're going to kill, right?
Well, the discussion between you and your mafia friend is very different from a discussion between a patient and a medical provider. We have laws that protect patient privacy for this exact reason.
But I suppose you're right. The distinction is that right now it's illegal for me to talk to my mafia boss and call out a hit on someone I don't like. And it is legal right now, at least according to the civil law, for a woman to talk to a doctor and kill her child. But that very likely will not remain legal if Roe versus Wade is overturned in 13, 14 states. Instantly that will become illegal. So I guess I'm just talking about the matter itself, beyond questions of the civil law, which might be changing in real time right now. What's the difference? If you're saying it's all about a right to privacy, I'm saying, no, it's about the baby that's being killed. So do you have an answer for that, or are we just denying the humanity of the baby?
No, absolutely. So when you put up a scenario of trying to put out a hit with the mafia, you are talking about murdering a born, living, conscious, sentient, autonomous person. When we talk about abortion, we are talking about ending a non-autonomous life. You do not have the right to bodily autonomy if you...
I don't know. This internet is all up and down right now.
For you. What do bad breath and your poop have in common? And did you know that it's related to weight loss? Researchers estimate that over 80 million Americans suffer from chronic halitosis, or bad breath. At least 99% of everyone else has dragon breath in the morning. Each year, Americans spend over $10 billion on oral hygiene products like gums, mouthwashes, and toothpaste to combat chronic bad breath. These products only mask and cover up the problem. 9 out of 10 bad breath sufferers spend in excess of 72 hours and over $400 a year just battling their condition and see barely any results. That's because they're merely putting a Band-Aid on the problem. You see, bad breath is not a mouth problem, it's a gut problem. every minute of every day.
Are not autonomous. And if you are a fetus prior to the limit of viability, you do not have autonomy. Therefore, you do not have the right to bodily autonomy.
This is a great point.
You reside inside of the body of an autonomous person, and the right to bodily autonomy allows you to refuse to use your body to support the life of another person.
So this is a precise and important point you've made. You've acknowledged that abortion ends a life, but you've said, those were your exact words, you just said that the life is not autonomous. Would you say that a 2-day-old post-birth baby is autonomous?
It has bodily autonomy, and its body system is able to function autonomously. Yes.
The baby can feed itself?
You are trying to get to the point where they require external resources, but any person can provide that infant external resources. The utilization of someone's internal organs is very different from providing external resources. You cannot force someone to be a parent and provide external resources. You can give up that child at any point that you stop consenting to your parental responsibilities and your parental rights.
Okay, so listen, that's fine. So we've acknowledged now that the baby is living in the womb or outside the womb. It's a living being, and that the baby is not really autonomous. I mean, maybe it has. It's not attached by an umbilical cord, but it certainly doesn't have autonomy when it's 2 days old. It needs to eat. It needs everything taken care of for it. What you're saying is, though, once the umbilical cord has been severed, the baby can be taken care of by someone else. So then my question is, why would we not merely encourage adoption? If the mother feels she can't take care of the baby, why not just give up the baby for adoption rather than killing the baby in the womb?
Because pregnancy in itself is a very serious medical condition that has physical, mental, emotional, and financial burdens for the pregnant person.
Yep.
And to force a person to endure that experience against their will is simply immoral, and it's belittling the experience that pregnancy is.
Well, so when you say against their will, what you're referring to cases of rape. Right, because when you engage in sex, you are engaging in an act of the will, the consequence of which is, historically speaking, always pregnancy.
When you consent to sex, you're not consenting to pregnancy. You are consenting to the possibility of pregnancy. But you can think of it like this. You understand the difference between consensual sex and sexual assault. You should then understand the difference between wanted pregnancy and unwanted pregnancy. Physically, they are the same thing. But when your body is being used against your will and without your consent, those are very different experiences for the person.
But Bronte, you've just acknowledged that when you consent to sex, you are consenting to the possibility of pregnancy. So there you have it. There you are. You have consented to that. Now, you might not want to become pregnant. You might want to use... contraceptives and things like that. But surely, I mean, you've just said it yourself, you are consenting to that possibility. And so now you're telling me that if one wants to then withdraw one's consent because one doesn't want to be uncomfortable for some matter of months, you're saying that the better alternative is to just kill the baby whom you have acknowledged is alive?
First of all, calling pregnancy simply discomfort is belittling the experience. But you can also think like that.
And
No.
miraculous too, but
Yes,
it's also uncomfortable.
that's the white man who will never experience it.
Well,
But
Roger,
you can think of it, no. So
I thought
let's-
that can men become pregnant or no?
if you have a uterus,
And with a
do you have
uterus,
a uterus, Michael?
so I
Because
could.
if you don't have a uterus, then you're not the men with a.
Well, look, I'm not a bio. So I'm not sure if I'll become pregnant. I do have a little emoji that tells me that these days men can become pregnant. Regardless of that, if you're talking about non-consensual sex, what percentage of pregnancies arise from rape, incest, or involve a threat to the life of the mother?
Well, it's hard to.
I can turn anything into a pillow. Those words? A pillow. Can't stick.
It's beautiful and miraculous too.
Yes, there's no white man who will never experience it. But you can think of it, no. So
Can men become pregnant or no?
if you have a uterus,
A man with
do
a
you have a
uterus.
uterus, Michael?
So
Because if you don't have a uterus, then you're not the men with a
Well, look, I'm not a biologist, so I'm not sure if I'll become pregnant. I do have a little emoji that tells me that these days men can become pregnant. Regardless of that, if you're talking about non-consensual sex, what percentage of pregnancies arise from rape, incest, or involve a threat to the life of the woman?
Well, it's hard to say because about 3/4 of sexual assault go unreported. So any statistic that I would give to you is going to be inherently inaccurate.
I'll give you a statistic from the most left-wing source I can give, the Guttmacher Institute. It's the think tank from Planned Parenthood. Less than 1% of abortions take place because of rape, incest, or pose a threat to the life of the woman. So we're talking about
According to the ones that have been reported. According to the ones that have been reported.
Don't you think if there were a scarier statistic that the most pro-abortion organization in the country might use those statistics?
But these statistics are very difficult to collect because, again, sexual assault is a difficult issue when people don't often report them because you see how our political system doesn't often support victims of sexual assault. And so if our system doesn't support people reporting sexual assault, therefore it is underreported.
So this seems difficult for me, Bronte. Well, one, it seems that in the years after the Me Too movement, there was quite a great political impulse to report sexual assault and all sorts of sexual issues. But furthermore, you're telling me that we need to rely on these statistics, trust the science, trust the public health organizations when it's convenient for your argument and convenient for abortion. But we shouldn't trust the statistics when it's inconvenient for your argument that supports the pro-life argument.
That is incorrect. You simply don't understand how these statistics work and how they are collected. When you understand and when you analyze statistics, you have to understand the bias and the flaws that they have. And when you are specifically citing statistics that have inherent flaws, that doesn't mean that all of the statistics that we cite are inherently flawed. You have to understand the issue at hand and how those statistics are collected.
Okay, fair enough. So you're saying you don't believe these statistics that are inconvenient, but you say you have perfectly good reason not to believe the statistics. I suppose the question, though, is really beyond the statistics, isn't it? If you are acknowledging, Bronte, that the baby is alive, if you are acknowledging that the baby could be given up for adoption, if you are acknowledging that instances of rape are, I think we can acknowledge they're quite rare, at least when we're talking about it. Even if you dispute some of the statistics, they're the exception, not the rule. If you are acknowledging all sorts of things, if you are acknowledging the relatively low maternal mortality, if you are acknowledging the advancements in science, if you are acknowledging that very, very few women die every year from illegal abortions and all sorts of the other scare statistics that come out, if you're acknowledging all of those numbers, even beyond that, don't we still have the fact of the baby? Don't we still have the non-utilitarian, non-statistical, simple fact that you're talking about a living human being?
No. So first off, you said that we have a low mortality rate, which actually we have one of the highest maternal mortality rates amongst all of the developed countries.
But it's still quite low. What is the maternal mortality rate?
I don't know it off the top of my head. I simply know that
20 out of 100,000. And that includes communities that do not have very good public health outcomes because of various behaviors and pathologies in the community. So it's relatively quite low. How many women died from illegal abortion the year before Roe versus Wade?
I'm not sure, but that's besides the point.
39 women. How many women died from legal abortion the year before Roe versus Wade?
I think what you're misunderstanding is that death is not the only negative outcome of pregnancy.
second. It's just that it's very uncomfortable, and not only uncomfortable for 9 months, it might be uncomfortable for the rest of your life, or it might change your body chemistry, it might change the way you look, or it might change. Is any of that, Ronte, I'll leave you with this because I know we're way over the time. Is any of that an argument? Now that we've kind of chipped away, I think at least, it's up for the viewers to decide, chipped away at the constitutional argument, or the legal argument, or the statistical argument, or the argument for mortality, now we get down to, well, I just don't like what it does to my body. Is that an argument, Ronte, for killing a human being who you admit is alive?
Absolutely. Everyone has the right to determine the status of their body. They have the right to decide when and how their body is used. And if you would like to go back to, I know that you've had a lot to say about vaccines and masks, so I don't think it's very confusing for you to understand when you are concerned about certain effects that certain things might have on your body. Someone has every right to decide whether or not they consent to that.
Well, my only issue with the masks and all the COVID stuff is that it's very silly and disordered. But I'm not even making some sort of maximal bodily autonomy argument. Regardless, though, I think they're a little different because we're acknowledging the baby. So I guess I would leave you with this thought from Naomi Wolf, well-known feminist, made this point in the 1990s. She said that what the pro-abortion movement needs to be able to do is defend abortion, and she was, I think still may be, a defender of abortion. She said, we need to defend abortion by acknowledging the baby, the unborn baby. We need to say that the unborn baby is a baby, stop pretending he's not a human, stop pretending he's not alive, acknowledge that he's a baby, and say that for women to be equal, they must be able to kill the baby in all of his humanity. Would you agree with that statement?
I couldn't get a connection on the tablet. That shit just kept buffering. It'll play for like.
My adherence was killed today because the internet went down for like a whole 15 or 20 minutes, and I couldn't. Yeah, so I was perfectly at 90%, and then my shit ended up being 83% from being kicked out of the phone, which is supposed to be at 85.
So that's why they made everybody check your internet speed to see if you can even work there. But ours is good as fuck sometimes. Yeah, like, it's good for the most part. And that's why I really haven't tried to like.
Women to use them for sex and try to avoid the.
What the hell? Oh.
What? Nice. Press line.
She's doing.
I saw the thing she was doing too. It's pretty cool. Not pretty cool, very cool.
Yeah, so she was doing like some kind of summer camp she want me to do, and I was like, man, but every day is like a weekday at 9, from 9 to 12. I'm like, it'd be hard for me to get off work for that shit, yo. I have to take a whole day off of work to go volunteer and lose it. Like, that's why I was like, I don't know if I can, because she was like, oh, can you do the camp? I was like, how many days? And she said all the days. I'm like, I don't know if I get that much time off work, yo, unless you can like organize it where it's like a partnership with whatever you're doing in outreach, and then maybe I can do it on the clock for outreach.
And that's pretty smart, because you already have other stuff coming up for this year, and you're really going to need a little bit of time. I mean, you get a lot of time, but you're going to need all your time.
So I sent her, she was like, instead of like teaching the kids, can you just send me something that I can print out?
I like the one of the girl.
And so that they can, so that the kids can paint them in.
Pretty.
So $30 a piece. You do whatever you want with it. Quick little $60.
Nice. All these.
I need some more quick ass commissions like that, you know?
Because the baby is not sentient, so there's no way to kill.
You want them to turn the beats on?
Asleep. The baby were not particularly conscious.
Because like I said, that shit ain't planned for the YouTube.
Yeah, I'll turn the beats on. Let me
You started cooking already?
Well, I mean, they just gotta boil till the water boil off.
Yeah,
basically.
That shit gonna take 2 hours to boil.
They're already pre-cooked. You know that, right?
They're smoked.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah. I did get the smoked ones.
Yeah, so it still take a while for them to get tender.
Well, I mean, and it's fine then. It's only been on for as long as you've been in here, 40 minutes.
No,
So I'll check it in another 30 minutes.
And that's the big pieces too, yo. So.
Well, most of them were small, but there is the one big piece. It is a lot more than last time. Why, boo? You be with me all day and you still want to be all in my face. Why don't you want to play with Travis? I'm busy too. I'm busy. Get stinking mouth. I just let her out before we came up here, so it ain't that. She don't know what to do with herself. But yeah, my homegirl Deshauna from high school was like my best friend in high school. Her name's Saran. She asked me to go to Cali with her the last week of October.
Oh, damn.
She's turning 25. She asked me to go this last October, and I was just like, sis, I can't go. I think she went to, I don't know, Miami or something. But yeah, she asked me to go, and I want to go, but I'm like, do I really want to spend money and use because I don't get no damn time off from work, and use my time that I do have? I'm like, I don't know. But she's been asking me for like a couple of years now, so I'm like, alright, I'll go with you for your 25th. Fine. It ain't that I don't want to go. It's just California's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
And October ain't that far away. You know me, I'm like, well, we could always go to Vegas, but I don't want to be selfish, so I didn't even say that. I was just like, look, that's where you want to go. It's your birthday.
Shit, Vegas is gonna be just as expensive, eh?
No. She wants to go to LA versus Vegas. LA is way more expensive. Just the cost of gas in LA is probably like at least 50 cents to $1 more than in Vegas. I didn't really drive when I was in Vegas, so I walked everywhere because I lived on the Strip. But California, Florida, and maybe New York, I would say, are probably the most expensive places. Even those little reports from my job, they normally run people like 150 to 300. California, that shit is $500. I'm like, damn, everything is more over there. $1 million for a 2-bedroom shack on the side of the road.
That's what Kevin Samuels told one lady. He was like, you ever made 6 figures? She was like, yeah. Was it 250? She was like, no. Was it 150? She said it was almost 150.
Like 140, 145.
He was like, where you living at? In California? He was like, girl, that's like making $65,000 in Atlanta.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. That ain't nothing in California. Now here, that's enough for both of us.
Yeah, you make 145 in PA.
That's enough for both of us to have money and to still go on a vacation and save some money every year. If we not like just balling out. That's $50K a piece, plus some leftover change to take care of bills and all of that. So, yeah, but even in Vegas, I wouldn't think that that would be terrible. But and I mean, that's still decent. But yeah, I don't know about 60. I would say that's like making like 70 or 80. Like, all right, you well off, but you ain't rich.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them that come on there do say like, well, except for that one, the cheetah shirt lady, the leopard lady, I think it was leopard. She was annoying. I don't want no average man. Well, what would you rate yourself? You can't use 7. She's about to say 7.
So that's the go-to
5
number.
or 6. And what's your size? I wear a size 10.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you 30 pounds overweight, man. You got 2 kids and that ratchet ass chest tattoo that you got.
Oh, I forgot he said that part. Damn.
Yo.
I can cover this up.
And said, well, makeup. You know, I didn't care for Kevin Samuels' content. Like, I didn't ever just go to his page to watch his shit. But the people that came on that damn show, they needed a Kevin Samuels in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's gone, it's kind of just like, damn. Like, I'm not saying I want him back, but I am sad for him and his family that he.
No, it's now it's very apparent that we are missing a lot of conversation right
I mean,
now.
for me, like, okay, you were listening to Umar talk to somebody the other day, and I don't know who it was that he was talking to. Do you remember?
Damn, I can't remember.
Whoever that was, I would love to listen to them all the time because I thought that it was a man speaking, and he wasn't on some simp ass shit, but at the same time he was respectful of both genders. And I think that's the problem that we have in the black community. Like, Kevin Samuels was like a real macho alpha male, and his thing was like telling people how it is. But I think that we need somebody that stands for like both sides. You feel me? Like, that's fine that he stood for the men. We still need somebody who's gonna stand in and speak up for the men and tell the ladies when they tripping. I agree, but just like we have people for the woman and all of that. But then I think there are a lot of women that lead women wrong. So I think we just need like a strong couple or a strong woman or a strong man up there to just be fair. And he's like one of the most fair, open-minded people that I've listened to so far. So I don't know. I'm more receptive when you're not like yelling at people and degrading them and stuff. Like, I know people are stupid, but he'd be like, ma'am, this is my show. Like, I get it, but all that attitude and sass, sir, like, that's why I can't watch a show like that. But the other dude, he was just calm and he wasn't like on attack mode, and that's why.
Once again, like his style was very similar to Matt Dillahunty. Matt is not going to let you overtalk him. Hold on. Look, I'm going to put you on mute until I'm finished what I'm saying, and then you can talk. And he does this, and Kevin's the same way. Just like
you watch your confrontation.
No, they're just.
You say direct.
They're fair and direct, and that's the thing.
I was going to call him Mike. Matt
Dillahunty
is fair.
He is very fair, but then he'll get pissed off and he'll cuss somebody out. He'll hang up on people, and he won't let you. And he's
fair. But he's fair though. Like, he will give you a chance to explain. If you keep talking in circles, yeah. And I understand with Kevin Samuels is the same thing, but you know, just Kevin Samuels is a little bit more sassy and quicker to snap on people than the rest of them, and that's the reason that I did not care for him. Now, I will say that the reason I didn't like him at first was because people portrayed him a certain way.
I'll put sound bites and clips.
Exactly.
So people really start listening to his shit.
But I'm open-minded. I gave him a chance. I listened to him because of you, and I said, okay, you know what? Even though I still don't like his delivery and his attitude and all this sass and shit from a man, like, you too sassy to be a man.
Man, I hated my math teacher, but I had to listen to her in order to pass.
And that's what I'm saying. So I still, even though I don't agree with him on everything, I still can agree to disagree, and I can agree where he made valid points. I don't have to like a person to say that they're good at something or that, you know, what they said was factual. Yeah. A fact is a fact. So, you know, Kevin Samuels definitely has some heat, and some of them women that came on there were absolutely retarded. And the only time I got mad was the one black lady who was on there, and she came on there saying, yo, I'm not saying that I want an attractive man. She didn't say nothing about looks.
She just wants somebody
who made money like her. You remember that?
Yeah, because she had the dog grooming business.
Exactly, and you even said it. Like, he was kind of hard on her for no reason, because she wasn't talking back. She was making her points. She just said, hey, I make this. I have these credentials. I'll date somebody older. I'll date somebody with this. I just want somebody who has money. He's like, ma'am, you're not attractive. But, okay, she can date somebody ugly with money. Do you think that ugly men don't have money? And I get the point, like, okay, even when they're ugly, they get a more attractive female. But she's not saying that she wants a millionaire. She's just saying, okay, I make 6 figures. I want somebody who makes close to that. And I thought she was reasonable. And I was real upset with him because I'm like, you finally got somebody that's cool. And you kind of just going on her, making her feel bad. Like, she can't change how she looks. And she didn't say nothing about looks. She just said, I want somebody that's equally yoked. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She's a boss chick. Regardless of how she looks, she got 6 figures in her bank account. That's more than I can say. So
yeah,
that was the only time he
self-made, like it was her own business too.
That's what I'm saying. And you even said it. Like, he was hard on her. And she was nice. But besides that, that leopard print lady, she deserved way more than what he gave her. Like, I mean, he should have gave her way more. Like, he really should have, like, blasted her because he was being nice. He was like, all right, a 5 or 6, I'll give you that.
He said you're average to cute at best.
At best. I couldn't believe she didn't even get dolled up to come on there. Now, I know he has the thing about, like, what do you look like without it, blah, 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 but I don't care about none of that. I'm going to at least make sure my hair is laid down and I brush my teeth and that I don't have on a shirt that I just clean my house and fry my chicken in. Like, But yeah, I don't mind people being direct, but I don't like rude people. That's just me. And Crowder has grown on me. Knowles, I hate still. I would never like Knowles. He's snarky, and I don't like
Yo, you
No, don't do it.
you gotta hear him talk about this abortion thing with this girl.
He has valid points sometimes, but that doesn't mean I like him. He's very snarky. And
She's a
condescending.
biologist, and she's still. I mean, I get pro-choice.
But
I'm
I
pro-choice.
don't love Crowder, but I can tolerate Crowder.
Crowder's funny sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I can tolerate Crowder. Like after yesterday, I would say I don't love him, but I could see that maybe I might.
Could you see Michael Knowles going out and talking to 4 random black people with no fear and like dapping them up and making jokes
I
with
think
them?
he would
Like,
be snarky no matter who he talks
exactly.
to. And that's what I said. Crowder.
Like
he's
Crowder.
annoying. Crowder's annoying because he's like that Ophie jock kid. That's just like, you're such a fucking jock sometimes, Crowder. Shut up.
And he
knows he's a jock.
He doesn't hate black people. He's just indifferent. Like, y'all do y'all thing. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care as long as you don't hate black people and you're not out to get us. And you know that white people have done some fucked up shit. I'm not blaming you for it. But if you know your granddaddy did some fucked up shit so you can have this platform today, say hallelujah, amen. Don't have crickets now. That's all I have to say.
Can they be having his pops on the show sometimes?
But yeah, Crowder grew on me as of yesterday. Sidebar to that, I mean, she's not white, but I really love Amber Ruffin, watching her. I could watch Amber Ruffin all day.
Cool.
That's my girl. Yeah, I like her. But even everything she says, I don't always agree with her either, because she's more like a Democrat, I think.
Super left wing,
I was going to say super left, and then everybody else is super right, and I'm just super nothing. I'm not right or left, or even saying I'm in the middle. It's like, in the middle of what?
I say I'm right of center. I lean more to the right, but
I don't know. I think I'm half and half. I agree with some of the things that Democrats say and do. I've been a Democrat my whole life until I hit about 22 or 23. Then I just decided, like, I'm nothing. But up until I was at least 21, I was a Democrat my entire life because that's what my mom was and my grandma was. But I don't know. I kind of agree with some of the things from the right, but the Republicans, they be tripping too.
Everybody trip.
That's what I'm saying. But the Democrats now,
the Republicans be like, show me the money, nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all fucked up. So I'm not gonna even say like I'm in the middle, but I'm not. But yeah, like Ruffin, she's on the left, and then you got everybody else on the right. But I can agree to disagree and pick and choose. Knowles, I will never like him. Yeah. Kevin Samuels, I will never say, yo, I like Kevin. But will I say that he said some real shit and that he was a sharp motherfucker and that motherfucker was dressed to kill? Yes, because that man always had on a nice suit, fresh cut. Everything that he told people to do, he did. And to me, Kevin Samuels wasn't the most attractive man. I know he looked good for his age, but I don't look at Kevin Samuels and be like, damn. Like, I see older men on the internet. And
he's the whole package, though.
But he's not, though. You're not a woman, so you can't say that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he got money.
He's self-made. And
yeah.
Like you say, he's well-kept and well-groomed, and he's smart.
But he always talks about for women, it's like fit, feminine, and friendly. And yes, he does.
He wasn't fat and overweight or
he's
none of that.
He's not fat and overweight, but he's not super fit either. Like, it's not like he goes to the gym every day like you and he got muscles. He's just regular. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he really should, like, be about all that. Like, you should be in the gym all the time. You should be buffed up. Like, you should, you know what I'm saying? That's all. But I give him his credit because he always looked good. And he always kept a black woman with him and a beautiful woman and a young woman. And as a matter of fact, the dude went out with the woman. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm not hating on him, like I said, but I still have my opinion, and I don't think I'm wrong for that. I don't care for Kevin Samuels, but I respect what he had to say. And that's more important than me liking him. Mm-hmm. Respect goes a lot further. Like I said, it's just his attitude. If he was cooler about shit, like how he was with the leopard girl, if he was like that with the dog grooming lady, I'd be like, alright. But it's just like, you got all this misplaced anger for the wrong people. Like, you need to say that for that leopard girl with the chest tattoo and say, man, you ugly and you look like the troll from under the bridge. Not the sweet little girl from the grooming business who just said, hey, I make 6 figures. And I want somebody who makes 6 figures too. I don't care if he's older than me. I don't care if he got kids. So, that's all. But anyway, so what about Knowles? He did what?
Just listen to a little bit of this.
Alright, then back to my beats, because I don't want to hear this little beady ass.
This was 17 minutes.
This is your ship, correct?
Econ consequences of sex. By
I
killing
actually
the baby,
I didn't
we don't
hear
want to just be
the last
talking in
of
an
it.
echo chamber here.
And he starts out saying something very good. I don't just want to be in an echo chamber. I don't want to be around people who agree with me all the time. So I try to debate people who I disagree with, but nobody likes to come on my show. And then this girl immediately says that I don't like you. But she didn't say that. But
We
she,
don't want to just be talking in an echo chamber here. We don't want to be.
I mean, I wouldn't disrespect him if I went on his show.
listen to the first thing she says.
Left-wingers on the show to present the strongest version.
I don't want to look at him. I hate his face that much. Like, I really don't like this thing. You understand?
Not an easy thing to do. Most
I
people
love.
just refuse to do it. So I'm very pleased that our guest is Bronte Remsick, who is a
Bronte. That's a nice name. You remember when I told you that? That name? Bronson and Bronte?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bronte. I can't remember what language that is, but it's supposed to be like Irish or something. But yeah, Steve Lipner.
Steve the man.
I love me some Steve, okay? He don't do no wrong. And like I said, even Crowder, I tolerate him now, and I like his little crew a little bit.
The short day funny shit.
a social activist, very much in support of legal abortion. We've gone back and forth on TikTok.
But if y'all remember Amber Ruffin,
social media platforms. So we thought, let's just have her on the show
and her
discuss the issue. Bronte, thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, Michael. I can't
She's a
say
girl
that's a
named Bronte?
pleasure, but I'm excited to help you expand your perspective.
Well, that's very kind.
That's the first thing that comes out your mouth.
And see,
Like-
that's what I'm saying. But he condescends people all the time.
Yeah, but now she immediately becomes a condescending bitch. Like,
Yeah, she was.
I invited you on my show, and that's the first thing you say out your mouth. Hi. It's
To
not.
be honest with you,
I wish I
even
could say it
though-
was a pleasure, but
Even though I don't like him, if she was coming on my show, I would be like, well, you know what, Bronte, thank you for your time, but actually, we're not going to give you any exposure today. We're going to bring on another guest that actually wants to be here. Have a good day. And that's where I would have left it. Goodbye. You're dismissed.
it's like,
You're not
damn,
getting
shorty.
you're about to get all this publicity from me. Don't nobody know you. It's like, I don't know. They might know her. I don't know who she is. She might be known already. And he is a dick, so I hope she puts him in his fucking place, because he deserves it. But as a respectful human being, even when you don't respect someone that you don't
It's
know,
a public stage and a public
that's what I'm
debate.
saying. It's you don't start it like that.
Yeah, why you started out like that's
As
the
much as I don't
first
like
thing you
Mike,
start.
if he act like if I met him today, like you met him right, and you shook his hand and you're so pumped, and he'd be like, "Oh, are you guys fans?" I'd be like, "I'm not." Like I wouldn't lie and tell him I'm a fan, but I wouldn't be like, "You fucking suck," but like you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't disrespect. He's still a human. I don't like you, or I'm not gonna say you. I don't like this persona, this TV persona.
Interview to do that. So, Bronte, before we get to the issue of abortion itself, which I
Wait.
suspect you will bring on.
Hi, Michael. I can't say that it's a pleasure, but I'm excited to help you expand your perspective.
Well, that's
I
very
can't
kind of
say
you
it's
to
a
do
pleasure,
that. So,
but-
Bronte, before we get to the issue of
That's very
abortion
kind of
itself,
you.
which I suspect we will get to, I guess we have to get to this issue.
Wow.
That Anna Kasparian
That was
raised, and that's really
unnecessary.
important.
You
That was mean. That was condescending.
You
didn't even have to say that.
Namely, does the
I can't say that
Constitution
it's a
enshrine
pleasure,
a right
because you're a
to
fucking
abortion?
sick
It
old
seems
white
very
man.
difficult to argue that it does. One, because I don't see that right anywhere. The judges who decided that there was
Yeah, that
right
was
in
mean.
You see how cool he
1973,
was? He just like,
right,
yeah.
previously
He
had
didn't
never been
even
acknowledged in the
acknowledge this shit.
Constitution. They said that it was found within the emanations and the penumbras, and they couldn't quite point to exactly where it was, but hey, anyway, it's there. Then you had Planned Parenthood v. Casey in the early 1990s, which actually overruled part of Roe versus Wade, at least in the argument for why we needed legal abortion, but nevertheless upheld legal abortion, and it was all kind of just a big jumbled mess. So is it your position that the Constitution provides for some heretofore invisible right to an abortion, regardless of what you think about the issue?
It is my opinion that we have a right to privacy, and abortion is a medical procedure, and the right to privacy does extend to the discussions between a patient and a medical provider.
Okay, but I could have a right to privacy with my mafia capo, and we could decide to whack my political enemy, and I guess those conversations would be private. I don't think there is some generalized right to privacy in the Constitution, but even if they were, that would have no bearing on the life of the person that we're going to kill, right?
Well, the discussion between you and your mafia friend is very different from a discussion between a patient and a medical provider. We have laws that protect patient privacy for this exact reason.
But I suppose is legal right now, at least according to the civil law, for a woman to talk to a doctor and kill her child. But that very likely will not remain legal if Roe versus Wade is overturned in 13, 14 states. Instantly, that will become illegal. So I guess I'm just talking about the matter itself, beyond questions of the civil law, which might be changing in real time right now.
Alright, I'm gonna pause this because I wanna go check on the food. You want me to turn the beat on, or you want me to just keep it playing?
No, turn the beat on.
What you want me to play?
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna play your beat while I'm gone. I'm gonna pick any one I want if you don't tell me.
Yeah, just pick whatever.
Alright. I'm gonna listen to this one. If I don't like this, I'm turning it off.
Oh, damn.
I actually don't hate that. I actually kind of like that because it's called Crime Fighter and it reminds me of a video game. But I can't think of the one that I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Damn, that's kind of hot. Presidential.
Oh, yeah. You named that one.
But then Rose said something else. What she say? I can't remember.
I don't know. Rose did kill that little beat, too.
I don't remember what she said though.
I gotta go back to that YouTube stream.
And see what she said. You can incorporate both because whatever she said matched with the presidential, and you can have a hook and a bridge. You can do presidential as the bridge and that as the hook, or vice versa. But it's her shit anyway, so you might as well use the shit we already came up with. When Rose be like, "Damn, y'all stole my shit." Cause that's how I be. Motherfucker, y'all stole my shit.
I'm just using it. I ain't stealing.
I ain't stealing. I was borrowing. I was gonna give it back.
Get back to you.
I get back.
How can a nigga get back a fry? Yeah. Underground like the Ninja Turtles. My whole life I've been jumping hurdles, jumping hurdles, jumping hurdles. Underground like the Ninja Turtles. My whole life I've been jumping hurdles.
Almost all the water was out.
Perfect timing.
And I still got to cook a little longer. A little longer. A little longer. Probably not a whole nother hour though, but definitely perfect timing to go downstairs. Have you even touched your drink?
I just sipped it right when you was coming in the door.
Nice.
I just put the glass down when you walked in.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I'm just fucking with you.
All this peer pressure.
I'm just fucking with you, babe. I don't want you to drink with me. It's my weekend. I know. You know, Thursday I be like, turn up. Knowing damn well we didn't get a lick of sleep last night. Although, even though I'm tired, I'm not as tired as I thought I would be.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, I could lay it down, but I'm good for another couple.
Yo,
Well,
I almost asked Jennifer if she slept at all last night because she came in yarning like for hours, like all morning, like she was just yarning. Like I'm so tired. I'm like, Jen, the day just got started. Like, what the fuck did you do last night?
what did you do? Right.
You was playing with them goats till 11 o'clock.
Oh, clearly. Like us playing with beats and watching those artists.
So, Nicole, the GED, one of the GED teachers, she comes down into our office and they're in there chatting and she has her mask on and she's like, oh, I may have to go get tested for COVID, this and that, because her desk is right next to Jim's desk. So Renee said she needed to get a COVID test. So she left the office early, tested positive.
Wow. Which means now it's gonna make its way to us again.
Yeah, so it's going around upstairs. And so me, Jennifer, and Carol, we don't sit upstairs.
Y'all gonna get it.
But
I probably got it from you. That's probably why I got symptoms and you don't, because you don't get sick.
But I do eat in the cafeteria when when everybody else.
Are the symptoms I've been having this week not the same as my symptoms from last time that I've tested positive?
Yeah.
Are they not?
Yeah.
I'm not sweating and doing all of that stuff, but and I can breathe. Like last time I genuinely could not breathe. I can breathe, but all that upset stomach stuff and sweating in cold sweats and extra sleeping and shit. Even when you tested, that one day you slept extra, and that's how I knew. Like you slept so much that day for you. It wasn't a lot, but you slept a lot for you. And I was just like, oh no, something ain't right.
But then
I come in the bathroom, you in the tub with the heater on. I'm like, this nigga got a hot tub, steamy bathroom, and a heat. What's wrong? That shit kicked my ass for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not as bad as people say it is, but it kicked my ass for a minute.
because we're young and healthy. But you can imagine like an older, overweight person with, like they say, underlying risk. Like,
Yeah. And then your metabolism is faster than mine, and you need less sleep than I do. And you're naturally smaller too, like with a faster metabolism. So, I don't know. It could have something to do with it because what you got over in a day or two, it definitely took me almost a full week to get over it. It did take me like a whole week to get over it. But for the people talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of dealing with that shit, I don't know about all that.
yeah, having that shit for a whole month, I'm good.
Yeah, no. I was definitely down for 2 weeks. Even after the first week when I felt better, for that following week I still felt like I couldn't breathe. But I'm asthmatic. I have asthma, so that could have been a part of it too. I don't know. That shit definitely was weird though. Like once I got COVID, I was like, oh shit, like, alright, this shit is just the flu, but damn, this shit ain't no joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't want no vaccine for it. Like, I toughed it out. We made it. A little bit of ginger tea, some lemon and honey. We made it.
Yeah, we was drinking that ginger shit heavy.
Oh my god, it was the best thing. I didn't even want food. That's all I wanted. That was my food.
But now you've been on that elderberry shit for a while too, though.
I wouldn't mind having some more of that drink though. I'll probably pick up the stuff tomorrow. But I'm kind of over my elderberry kick right now, but I know it's good for you. I need both. nothing right now. You don't need nothing right now. The interlude. The interlude. Get off of me. Oh. I'm just thinking. I think I started fucking with this beat and I might have fucked it up. I don't know.
Think you off. Wait till you get to the house. Oh, you is at home. Wife gonna have something for you to do.
Hopefully not. But happy Thursday. Put something in the air. If you like me, it's your Friday. Alright, okay, I did it. I'm trying to do too much, I heard you. question you at all.
You working on marijuana?
Yeah, well, this one is called Hey. 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 I don't know if that's what he said, but it kind of sounds like Hey. The Latin vibe. But no. The beat called marijuana. I feel like this is something I will play like at a free dance party back in the day. Like a house party. Just a party full of funk. Everybody dancing. You sweat it out. I do like this one. But marijuana is right here. And I'm still trying to like figure out the little missing pieces, I guess. Still talk about weed? Alright. I don't really know no old pothead leads, but I'm gonna be one of the first then, I guess. I learned to say marijuana in other languages.
Now
This shit is like glitching. That's the first time I've seen it.
I don't know what's wrong with that shit today, man.
Yeah, like
That's why
I
I
just
stopped
paused the damn plucking, but for some reason that's muted. But it was like that was what it was playing.
I had to mute everything and then unmute everything one
Yeah,
time.
that's how I was just like, I'm gonna close out the beat because I ain't never seen it do that.
It's still hard to get mad at a free app though.
We're Americans. We can be mad at whatever.
I get mad at anything. My ice ain't cold enough.
The sky is still blue today. My filet mignon is too cold. Entitled, that's Americans. Why you always tripping? Entitled, that's Americans. Why you always tripping?
Excuse me, I'd like to speak to your manager. Cause I'm mad at her for hiring you, you idiot, you son of a bitch. Look at this, I asked for no tomatoes on my goddamn sandwich and you still placed them anyway. My fries are cold, look here, my drink got too much ice.
And it's gonna melt real quick. And you're gonna make me sick. And I'm gonna call the Better Business Bureau and file a complaint. Because my name is Karen and my nigga's name is Ken. My name is Karen.
Hello. Is this corporate? I'd like to make a report.
Nice, I'll pretend to be your friend.
Can I speak to your manager? Can I speak to your manager? Because I'm mad at her.
These tomatoes look like the ones from yesterday. Is it cod or fish? Tell me what it is. I want a fish fillet, but I need to know the biz. Yo, I can't die. But I worked at McDonald's and the person was so mad that I didn't know it was an official fillet. I'm like, my nigga, you gonna die if you eat it regardless. It don't matter, Ken. And the worker just wanna go smoke a blunt. Go smoke a blunt. Go smoke a blunt. Cause these cameras and these fans, they always be tripping. They be calling up my phone and they really be tripping.
Hello? Can I speak to your manager?
Well, who's his manager? Cause I wanna talk to him. I got a complaint. And if y'all don't fix it today, I'm going to Google and I'm gonna run until it everybody. Tell everybody. My name is Cameron and my dude's name is Ken. Why are we
We
like
got
this?
complaints and we about to file them in. My dude's name is Ken. We got complaints and we about to file them in.
I can't even say it 'cause I'm laughing.
McDonald's ain't got the food I need. Lowe's ain't got the screws I need. Health ain't got the booze I need.
Hey, my name is Karen and my dude's name is Ken. My name is Karen and my dude's name is Ken.
We got complaints and we about to file them in.
I want it right now, today, where I need your name. How do you spell it? Oh, I'm the only one here by this name. That doesn't matter. What's your last name, please? Oh, no, you need to give me more than the last initial of your last name. I'll wait for your manager. My name is Karen. My name is Karen. My name is Karen. I'm always Karen. I got no life, but my name is Karen. And my dude's name is Karen. And my dude's name is Karen. What's your manager's phone number? What's your manager's phone number? What's your manager's phone number?
I'm sorry. Do you call this service?
You telling me you would eat this? You would eat this shit? Well then you fucking eat it. I want my money back and I want my food too.
Ma'am, you ate half the sandwich already.
I want new food and I want my money back and I'm not leaving until I get it.
But you
If
ate
you don't give it to me, if you don't give it to me, I'm
but
gonna
you
call
ate
the
half the
fucking
sandwich
cops.
already.
I'm gonna call the cops.
But
I'm gonna call the cops. I will throw this fucking sandwich at you and turn this McDonald's upside down.
My name is Karen. My name is Ken. We got complaints and we about to file them in. My name is Karen. My name is Ken. We got complaints and we about to file them in.
My name is Karen. His name is Ken. That's your complaints and we about to file them in. I'm never gonna unhear this. Wow. We gotta play this shit back. And you know what we about to get called? Karen.
KK. Karen.
Karen and Ken. Oh, that's new body and prize. Karen and Ken. Ooh, that's hot. Yo, we could do that. Y'all heard it here first. Start a whole comment about Karen and Ken and how they go around fucking up everybody in customer support's life. The customer support comment. Y'all heard it first here. Y'all know I ain't draw shit, so y'all know who the illustration gonna come from. Yeah, that would actually be good. Like the dude that does all the little sex stuff, but instead, the Karen and Ken comic strip, where they just go around to different jobs, restaurants, retail stores, calling in the call centers, just fucking with people, making their lives miserable. Think people would be entertained?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard that shit here first. Don't take that shit and run with it. I want my 10%.
I love seeing Karens get their just dues.
Right. I feel like if people saw that shit, like how they actually look when they sound when they do shit like that, they would be like, oh wow. Because all the customers that do that shit to me, I'd be like, yo, I want to come to your job so bad and do that shit to you. You would be so flustered. Cry. I need it now. I paid a lot of money. Yeah, you think everybody else don't pay money too? Oh, okay. Fuck everybody else in the world. Okay, I got it. Your food is more important than the next table that's been here 10 minutes before you. Okay, Karen, fine. This is probably my favorite one right now that all of this and highlight. I haven't decided if I'm keep the voice in there for the whole track or not, but I probably won't for the breakdown.
This shit don't look too bad.
Looking pretty damn good to me.
Alright, I might go over this letter right here. Since I'm only using a few brushes today, I feel good. I'm only using the one teeny brush on this letter. So let's.
Teeny brush now. Then he gon' eat some turkey wine. Then he gon' eat some turkey wine. Turkey wines. Turkey wines. I think we got some ribs down there. I might put it out for tomorrow. I don't know yet. What you gonna move for?
Ribs would be good.
I think we might got enough meat. I might not gotta go shopping tomorrow. I mean, I still gotta get milk, but I probably don't have to do a big shop tomorrow because I did one last week.
I think next time we have a get together, I'm asking everybody to supply something.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, like all the way down to the meat to whatever. Yo, bring some ground beef. You bring some chicken and.
No, they don't gotta bring ground beef or chicken. I'd rather us get the meat, but they can bring like chips and sodas or plates. Like that would be the cool stuff for them to bring. I'd rather us get the meat because then I don't gotta wait for somebody else to bring it and wait to cook. You know what I mean?
True.
Worry about if it's Wonder Meat and where it came from. You know. I mean, I trust our circle. I'm just saying, like, y'all could bring everything but the meat. Bring the buns, bring the chips, bring the wine. And I got a brand new card deck and we ain't even touched that shit yet. I love the ball. I am the best of them all. I'm balling it. I got 2 McDoubles from McDonald's for dinner during the lunch break today. Okay, Pops, it's gonna rain. Oh, it is gonna rain this weekend.
Not 2 McDonald's.
Make it sound real distant and distort, like not, or like pitch shift it, make it sound deep almost. Maybe I need your voice. I might need you to do it, but I'm the belle of the ball. I'm the best of them all. And I'm just going to distort that shit and just make it how they do kind of like the other vocals. Yeah.
I was literally thinking about that today. Thinking about it. I got what I wanted to be like. If that shit distorted, throw it on there.
That's my whole that's what I'll be doing. The iPad, whenever I get it, that's what I'll be doing. Only reason I haven't got one is because it's such a delay. They don't have any in stock in the store. You have to order it online and wait to get it. They have like 0 in stock, not even in refurbishment.
They're a popular little thing, yeah.
I was just tax season. I gotta
They say people got money now, right now for a couple
yeah,
months.
it said it was gonna take 8 days, and they said it's predicted, and then you said it's 8 days and it's turning 12. So I'm gonna see when I like go pick one up this weekend, even if I have to travel to get it, it's worth it. Because this is your iPad, I know that, but it's just so long to get one.
It took me forever to even invest in one of them things. Like, but now that I do have
And
one,
now that you have this
I
with
see
GarageBand, I
the
need
utility
one.
of it, yeah.
And I've been going back and forth because I really am tempted to go pick up that printer today, and I might just get the printer and make my affirmation cards. But it's like, damn, do I want to make beats or do I want to make these cards? And I can do both, but I mean, that's anywhere from a $500 to $1,000 investment. So it's just like I gotta pick one at a time. Like, okay, one this week, one next week. Go up and down. And we love a hater. Make sure while you in here talking that shit that you hit the like and the subscribe button. And while you talking shit, you making his views go up. You helping him get paid. So make sure you stay in here and show you love and support. Thanks.
thank you very much, appreciate it.
Bump, 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 bump.
Hater roll call. All haters in attendance, say aye. That's outside or? man. Motherfucking dinner. Right up on the stove, man. That shit been set to goddamn smoke. Everything. Cooking some turkey wings, and the pot ran out of water. Just for like a little while, yo. Whole kitchen full of goddamn smoke down. So, open some windows, turn some fans and shit on, but the house gonna smell like burnt turkey wing smoke for a day or two. What this motherfucker say? Can't believe the audacity of these trolls these days, man. Oh, the comment gone now. Sorry for you. Smoked turkey wings. Them shit's really smoked for real. This motherfucker said second grade paint. Bruh. You wish. You wish, my nigga. Alright, got one little spot right here. Try to touch up. Nobody get up out of here. It's almost 6 o'clock, and now we gotta figure out something else to do for dinner. Alright. He said smoked turkey wings. Real smoke. Extra smoke. Crispy smoked turkey wings. You say you want your turkey wings smoked or smoked? I already told her that. She was like, you can't eat that. I'm like, you crazy, yo. I'm still trying to eat that. She's like, I gotta fix myself something else. Fuck that. That shit still getting ate up. My eye. Power to the people. Been working on these letters today. Got the letters on the pants looking right. How the O going in the shadow. I like that part. Picasso. Skin tone's looking pretty good. Dreads looking on point. Pillows looking all fluffy and pillowy. Get down to the nitty gritty now. Ain't nothing left but the details, man. Shit. Fine little details. Got a letter to book here. And then we letter these books right here. There's some lettering on the socks that won't really like enhance the picture that much. I still think I'm gonna do that. I mean, I don't have to put it on the socks, but there are like, I think they're Timberland socks. So there are like some little letterings on there. So I might do that. But for the most part, About to start wrapping this one up. About to start wrapping this one up. Then it's on to the next one. It's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah? Alright. I think I like it. We can feel the used socket. What? Anyway, like I say, it is about 10 minutes to 6. Go ahead and get my ass up out of here, guys. Still got one more day of work tomorrow. I sure appreciate y'all chilling in the studio with us. Checking out these dope beats. And this dope art. And we'll catch y'all next time. Hope you have a good night. Peace.